Ryan, thanks for your time. When you came over to the Diamondbacks, what were the big changes that you made with the help from the coaching staff?
Good question. I felt like I was kind of on a mission this year to kind of get back to my old form. Coming back from thoracic outlet surgery, spending 3-4 months of not really knowing what injury I had, and I was trying to fight through it, and I was trying to change mechanics so I wasn't feeling pain. And coming back from that, I felt like I could still throw strikes and I could still be effective, but it just wasn't the same. And so this year was that was my mission, and it was a grueling process at times. But every outing you go out there, and especially the bad ones, are the times when you can, really address, where you can go to get better and take a step forward. And so this year, I think, especially at the first half of the year, there was a lot of times where I got punched in the face a little bit, and that helped me get better. And so coming over here, something that I thought was really special about this team was how many different coaches that we have. We've even the first day I was here, proving myself in AAA, I think there was 4 different pitching coaches there at one time. And then I come up here and we got 4 guys here at one time, for the most part. And that has helped me a lot, just to have a bunch of different perspectives and to be able to kind of voice what I'm feeling and what I'm working on, and hearing Strami and Fett and Barry and DC and just seeing all their different perspectives on what I'm trying to do. And I think Fett has been a huge help for me in the bullpen, and just having that relationship with the bullpen coach is so massive, to have your cues down where he can watch you throw 5 seconds before you go in the game and say, hey, don't forget this, and you go out there and you're able to perform. So I think that's been something that's been really, really helpful for me.
Jack?
A lot of times when a reliever joins a team midseason, they have to kind of gain the manager's trust a little bit before he starts using them in high leverage situations. But it seemed like from the jump, almost immediately, Torrey started turning to you in some really key high leverage situations. Were you surprised by how quickly that trust developed?
I think the game is changing. It's a little bit less of that now, and it's more analytically charged. So I think when they signed me, they knew what I was capable of because of what the computer tells them. And so when I come over here, and, I think it was kind of a perfect storm as well. The first day I was here, Ginkel and Seawald they had pitched like 3 out of 4 days or something, and so they were down that day. And so that was the situation where I came in first day, and they just were like, hey, you're going to be our 9th inning guy tonight. And so I went out there and had a good game. And so I think that's just kind of the momentum that started from there. That first outing could have dictated, how that trust went from there. If I go out there and blow the game, I probably don't continue to have that late inning role down the stretch.
Down here in the front on the right.
Hey, Ryan. What's the mindset like in the bullpen when there's a game like today where so many guys are going to be counted on?
I think we thrive in it, honestly. We have a really awesome bullpen here. We have a really deep bullpen of guys that do a lot of different things, and we're really connected. We have a lot of strong conversations and strong relationships down there in that bullpen, and we all want the ball. And there's a lot of guys in our bullpen that maybe haven't gotten as much opportunity as of late, and they deserve to have the opportunity, and tonight they're probably going to get it. So I think we're all really excited, and we're here for each other. Conversations leading up to our outings, stuff that we're communicating with in the bullpen, and lifting each other up, stuff like that. We're a really strong, connected unit down there in the bullpen, and we're excited for tonight and the challenges that it'll bring.
Second row on the right.
Hey, Ryan, just curious about playing at home here. Obviously, yesterday you got the win, today, tomorrow, and just the momentum that maybe that brings with the home crowd, those kind of things. How are you guys feeling as a team?
I feel good. I think, home crowd matters. It really does. Our fans showed out last night. It was awesome to have that support, and you see it like in Philadelphia. Like, you can tell that those guys, like, their intent is to try to get the crowd in it to kind of fuel them, and I think that's a good mindset to have, because the fans, they matter, and coming over from Tampa to here, it's like, Tampa has such a strong fan base, but it's just the inability to get to the stadium. It's like a lot of times it's frustrating over there not having the support in the stadium, even though the fan support is really strong over there. And so coming over here and just having the home crowd being, as passionate as they are and fueling us momentum's a big thing in baseball. We're going to try to take what we had yesterday and, Philly swept us at their place. We're going to try to sweep them at our place.
JP?
Ryan, just a couple questions on your background. Growing up in Oregon, what was it that drew you to baseball? Did you play multiple sports growing up as well?
Yeah, I played basketball too. I love basketball, but baseball, I was just always better at baseball. And a lot of it was my dad too. My dad was a huge baseball fan. I'm living the dream that he had when he was a kid. So it's awesome being able to live this experience with him. But it's kind of funny. It's a little side story, but when I was a kid, and I was probably like a sophomore in high school, and I was probably throwing 80 miles an hour over the top, nothing special. Went to a camp. It's kind of, make a long story short, went to a camp. Guy suggested, hey, you should maybe consider throwing sidearm. I had been fascinated with Byung-hyun for years. Sidearm closer, Diamondbacks, and I'd mimicked to be like him in my backyard since I was like 8 years old. And when I finally got that approval from this coach to be like, you should try this, that was all the excuse I needed to tell my dad. It was like, hey, I can be like Byung-hyun. And so we practiced it every day for like 3 months, and then all of a sudden it went from sophomore year not being very good to junior year. It was like breaking records at my high school. And so that was kind of the lead in to where it was like, wow, like there's something here with baseball. And having that experience with my dad to, we were in this warehouse where it was like we were pushing, couches and everything aside, getting where we can barely squeeze a mound in, just practice this sidearm thing that we were just, flying by the seat of our pants trying to figure out how to do it. That really sparked the baseball dream.
And then moving across the country to Campbell, what was that journey like, and the culture that you've got at Campbell? I think 4 major leaguers right now.
Yeah, that's a good question. I always had a desire to play Division I once I started performing in high school. And I was really ignorant at that time of like, I went to a really small school, so I was performing really well. So I was like, oh, University of Oregon, Oregon State, everyone, maybe I'll get drafted, and like nobody gives me calls or anything. So I went to my junior college in Oregon for a couple of years, and then I started getting these opportunities, with all these Big South schools, and Campbell just seemed like the right fit for me, and so I kind of took that leap of faith and went over to Campbell, and Campbell changed my life. Helped me grow up as a human being, found my faith in the Lord there. My baseball career just took off. I had no idea how to pitch. I was just throwing good stuff over the plate. I taught how to pitch. Coach McCarty over there, he's now the head coach at Abilene Christian. He's phenomenal. I learned how to be a good person. I mean, Campbell is just an amazing place, and we built this culture there. Greg Goff, he's now the head coach at Purdue. He was our head coach there, and when I first signed there, I think we were like the 3rd or 4th worst team in the country. And then by the time we left there, we had 3 straight 40-win seasons. And now we're like, it's going so far beyond what it's like when I was there. We're a regional every single year, threatening to win the championship. I really believe that. And what Coach Hare's doing there now is extremely special. It's an awesome place.
Evan?
Hey, Ryan. When learning the sidearm, how long did it take you to be able to throw the ball even in the direction you wanted to? I don't mean like hitting spots in the zone. I mean like just getting it in the right direction. How long did that take?
Not very long, because of me playing wiffle ball in my backyard when I was a little kid. So we called it Major League Wiffle Ball, me and my neighbor kids, and we wrote down all the rosters of all the teams, and we had it in our little binder. And so when we would play, we would pick a team, be like, today I'm going to be the Diamondbacks, today I'm going to be the Red Sox, or whatever it was. And so if we hit, we had to mimic that batting stance. If we pitched, we didn't have to throw lefty. We had to hit lefty, but we didn't have to throw lefty. But we had to mimic everybody's mechanics. And so I felt like when I got to that stage, maybe 5-6 years later, it was like I had the ability to like do all sorts of different things and at least throw strikes. Maybe pitch wouldn't be very good, but I could throw it. I could throw it where I wanted to.
We'll finish up with Barry.
So since you opened it up, getting back to Tampa situation, what do you think? Is it a wise decision to spend $1 billion on a new stadium in the same spot? You're still going to have the same problems getting there, or do you think it'll change the optics and the whole situation?
I do think that question's above my pay grade for sure. If it were me, I probably wouldn't put it in the same location, but I do think the excitement of a new stadium is it's going to be awesome for that community, and I know they're really excited for that. My thought was always, if you put it in Tampa, you bring over the Orlando crowd because it's close enough, I think. But they do things for a reason. They have a lot of people that are way more qualified than me on those decisions. But I am really excited for that community because they deserve an awesome new stadium.
So based on your opinion about the size of the actual fan base, you think that it'll be an attraction?
Yes, I do. I think it'll be an awesome attraction for them.